What's going on, everyone? So, one of the disappointments was Christian Wood, right? When the Lakers signed Christian Wood, myself and many others were super stoked to get him because he is a guy that could go get you 17 and 6, a versatile big man that could play the 4, play the 5, right? Spread the floor, shoot the 3 ball, as well as put the ball on the deck, create a little for himself, score around the rim, run some pick and pop action, run some pick and roll action, right? He can even defend out on the perimeter. I even talked about, hey, like you might even be able to throw him at the 3 on occasion. And then you saw even in some of the Phoenix Suns matchups, like the play-in tournament, right? You saw, or the in-season tournament, sorry. You saw Christian Wood actually defending Kevin Durant and playing the 3 and defending Kevin Durant great, right? But the problem, in my opinion, is Christian Wood became a victim of Darvin Ham in a lot of ways. Again, just my opinion. I think him, Rui, as well as Dorian Finney-Smith, or not Dorian Finney-Smith, sorry, Spencer Dinwiddie. There we go. Spencer Dinwiddie, another former Dallas Maverick, right? Spencer Dinwiddie, I thought all were kind of these like victims of Darvin Ham. Like Darvin Ham just didn't utilize them correctly, didn't put them in the proper position to have success, right? Christian Wood was a guy that, yes, he could shoot the 3 ball, but he was utilized as if he was a 3-and-D wing rather than a big man that on occasion can stretch the floor, right? Most of Christian Wood's attempts around the rim were created by Christian Wood rather than him being on the block, getting the ball and going to work. And I just felt like he was one of the guys that just wasn't properly utilized. He was one of the guys that I felt like we could have maximized so much more and could have been such a big contributor to the Lakers. And unfortunately, it just didn't work out. He was never able to really find his groove and rhythm. He was a guy that when we signed, got to remember, other teams wanted him. Like there was a genuine race to go get Christian Wood and he chose the Lakers, right? And it was like, man, this is a guy that could be a real difference maker. This is a guy that could put the Lakers over the top because he has that versatility. He was the closest thing we had to an Anthony Davis on the offensive side of things. That doesn't mean that he's as good as Anthony Davis, particularly defensively or anything like that. But what I mean by that is when Anthony Davis went to the bench, it was guys like Jackson Hayes and stuff who they don't give you that offensive versatility, right? So the offensive sets and actions that you run, you can't run when Anthony Davis goes to the bench. You have to run different ones because you don't have that guy that's capable of running the pick and pop and shooting the 3 ball and stretching the floor and beating guys off the dribble and doing those types of things, right? But Christian Wood could. So Anthony Davis could go to the bench and you could run a lot of the same offensive sets with Anthony Davis you could do with Christian Wood. That's where the versatility came in. That's where it was like, okay, there is this version where this could be something great and the Lakers could look really good, right? This could be a version where, hey, Lakers might actually be something here, might actually be able to do something here with Christian Wood. And again, it just never worked out. And then he ends up getting hurt and he missed a year. And it was like, okay, is he coming back? Is he coming back? Is he coming back? And then, Christian Wood on like several occasions, like literally like 3 times, right? Teased us that he was coming back. And then ultimately we end up waiving him, bringing in Alex Len, which in hindsight turned out to be a bad idea. Granted, you could argue the best ability is availability. At least Alex Len is a body you can throw on the court where Christian Wood, he'd just be, taking up a roster spot. But Alex Len has not really been what we had hoped or, even been remotely close to what we need. And by any stretch, he's just been very bad. He's just not a good basketball player, right? And so now Christian Wood said himself that he's been cleared to play basketball and he's looking to get back, right? And he is still a free agent. So big question becomes, should the Lakers look to bring back Christian Wood? Should the Lakers kind of extend and go, hey, maybe they even waive Len in order to bring in, Christian Wood and give you that kind of skilled big man, right? Like you look at the 2020 roster, and I've talked about this before, right? You look at like the big man rotation. You had Anthony Davis, who was the skilled big man. right? Then you had Dwight Howard, who was that enforcer, the guy that give the good hard foul, the hustle, dirty work guy. Then you had Jackson Hayes, or not Jackson Hayes. Jackson Hayes is basically the JaVale McGee, but you had JaVale McGee, who was the, floor running, athletic, high flying center, right? And you had kind of that. Well, right now, it's like, okay, Alex Len is supposed to be the physical center. He's just not giving you that. Hayes is the floor running lob threat center. He's been great in that role. And then it's like, okay, well, you need the skill center position. You're kind of doing that through committee by going small and playing small ball. And the Lakers are going to run a ton of small ball. Christian Wood makes a world of sense for small ball. And he could also be that skilled big man that you're looking for. Right? A guy that, again, can stretch the floor, run the pick and pop, help rebound. He's not great on an island defensively as a rim protector, but if you can funnel guys, him as the help defender, he can block the occasional shot. He can be a deterrent at the rim if you're not getting blown by and he's on an island trying to defend the defender, right? Or the offensive player. He's getting beat more often than not. But he's a guy that, again, gives you that skilled position, gives you a guy that at 6'10", can go and do multiple things out there on the basketball court, score the ball, rebound, as well as kick out and give out assists, things like that, put the ball on the deck, beat guys off the dribble, all of those things that you want. Shoot over the top, create for himself, create a little bit for others. There's still that path there. Question is, one, would Christian Wood want to come back? Two, would the Lakers actually bring back Christian Wood? And three, is that truly what the Lakers need, right? And again, I do think that there are some pros to Christian Wood if he can get back to the version of Christian Wood we expected him to be, right? Like that and he has experience with Luka, which is important, right? If he can get back to kind of that version, that Dallas version of Christian Wood, that could be huge for this team. But I still think that there is an argument for a more physical bruising center, right? Because I think everything you're looking for from Christian Wood, going small and having like LeBron or Rui or Dorian Finney-Smith all play the center spot, I think you could still yield the same result that Christian Wood would give you. I think there's a genuine argument in that, right? If you want a more versatile, do everything type center, LeBron James. You want a more lower center of gravity, just more physical, strong, sturdy kind of center, small ball center that can also score the basketball. You got Rui Hachimura. You want a more versatile defensive kind of small ball center. You have Dorian Finney-Smith, right? So you have these like different interchangeable pieces where Wood would give you the offense and give you some of the rebounding and stuff, but he's not the defender that, a Dorian Finney-Smith is, right? He's not as skilled or as good at everything as LeBron is, right? Rui can give you the same level of scoring that Christian Wood can. So, yeah, Christian Wood's probably the better rebounder and shot blocker, surprisingly. But still, it's like, I look at it and go, I don't know if Christian Wood is exactly what this team needs as much anymore. Right? Where like last season was like, yeah, it made sense. Even pre-Luka, when you had it made sense, right? Like, because you could slot Anthony Davis and Christian Wood alongside each other, right? Like things have changed since then because you got Luka and you don't have AD. So to me, I look at it now as like, I would still rather have that bruiser, right? Like I'd rather go get a Moses Brown, right? I'd rather go, yeah, he's not the scorer or anything like that, but he's just, he's 7'2", 245, right? Big physical interior presence, can rebound, be a lob threat, kind of give you what you want from Jackson Hayes, but bigger, right? Same thing with like at Trey Jamison. Not about, again, who's better or anything like that. Just he's 6'11", 270, and a mountain, right? The guy is big, physical, strong, moves his feet well. He's not a guy that I think is going to make the impact. He's not the offensive player that Christian Wood is, right? They're probably both arguably the best, same defensive type of center, right? But he's also just bigger, more physical, better six foul guy than a Christian Wood is, right? Christian Wood, I think, is the better overall player, but he's not the big physical center that the Lakers need right now currently, just based on, you look at this team. and Christian Wood slot in and playing small ball, again, you kind of have that by committee through various versions of who you want slotted at the center position. I wouldn't hate it. If you told me tomorrow Lakers ended up waiving Alex Len and bringing in Christian Wood, I'd be stoked, right? Like, hey, let's give Wood a chance to see what he could do. But in the same breath, I almost would rather, just waive Cam Reddish, waive Alex Len, bring in Jordan Goodwin to a full contract, and then bring in, like I said, a Moses Brown. I'd love to see him on a 10-day, kind of see what he could do. Or, bring in Trey Jamison for that big physical center. Again, you're just looking for him to be a 6-foul a game guy. Christian Wood probably wouldn't even play in the rotation in the playoffs. Neither is probably Trey Jamison outside of like certain matchups and stuff. Again, as much as I love Christian Wood and what I think he can be for this team, I just don't think it's a necessity and as big of a need right now as it once was. Right? I think you're good. I think you want kind of more the big physical center. Right? I'd almost rather bring in like a Stanley Johnson who's on the G League team for just another versatile, sizable wing that can also play small ball center. If that makes sense. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion, so I pass a question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? What are your thoughts? Do you agree with me? Disagree with me? Kind of mixed in the middle. Do you think, yes, bring Christian Wood back? Do you think, no, stay away from Christian Wood? How do you feel? Love to hear it. So let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. It's me enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.